Hello everybody. So again, I posted, and you may have seen this before, this particular piece, and you can see it's still wet on top because I just cleaned it and down. It is time for paint. I have put it off for too long. Other things were happening and now it's time to recreate this piece. So just getting a good before. Has some veneer issues. Trying to see if it'll show up in the picture. It's hard to tell. There. Cracked. Scraped. All kinds of stuff going on. So I think it's cracked over here too. Yes, cracks. All kinds of fun things, but we will make him handsome. Okay, so I'm starting out with this piece, and I picked up two colors. One, Dixie Belle Limeade, and the other one is Daisy. 16 ounce and 8 ounce. It's hard to tell. But I'm going to start off with the limeade. Actually, I want the limeade on bottom and the yellow on top. So I'm going to start off with the yellow, the Daisy by Dixie Belle. And I'm going to put it here on top using, oh, you can't even see the top. This brush, which is the mini. And of course, my favorite thing to do, spray the brush. Make sure the brush is wet. And I will start on this project. It would be helpful if this was a little taller so you could see. Daisy is a cheerful yellow, hence Daisy, like the flower. Hopefully, I'm going to just do a little bit here across the front so you can see. Because my brush is wet and the piece has been washed down and cleaned, it is going to adhere really well on this piece. And I'm just going to get it on there and not worry about what it looks like. I know you can't see the top right now, but I'm going to apply to the top. And then I will continue and update you with some pictures. So it's about 3 minutes later. I'm using Daisy, and you can see the top, just the first coat is done. You just want to get it on there and not worry so much about what you're doing, but just get that first coat on. Alright, now I'm working on the bottom part. I'm still going to bring the Daisy down a bit. I'm spraying my brush, and I am just using my 8 ounce of Daisy. Really getting it on there. This is one of those antique pieces that has the handles that are built in, the pulls, and so you can put your fingers up underneath here. I went ahead and got paint up in there too, because if you're sitting across the room, you will be able to see the fact that there's no paint in there if you don't paint the insets. So it's important to think about that. You go ahead and paint the insets. It only takes a few more minutes, and it makes your project more complete. It's one of those steps in the beginning we tend to forget, but it makes a huge difference. I'm laughing because Mikey, not my kitty Mikey, he's not my cat, he just showed up one day, but his name is Mikey. Brooklyn named him, not me. And so Mikey is behind me, quote, helping out with the painting job. Okay, at some point in this area, I'm going to switch over to the limeade. Some people really think about it and plan it out. I do not. I just go with it and then go, let's change colors about this area. In my head, I'm thinking that I'm going to be putting a transfer on this. Either by redesign by Prima transfer, or I have a really cool one by Iron Orchid Designs IOD transfer. We sold both at the store, and I would like for the color to change based on the transfer I had in mind, because it would work its way up, and it changes colors from here to here. So I think the two different colors being behind it would make a really neat backdrop. And I'm going to bring the yellow down a little bit, the Daisy on the sides. and I'll be doing some blending when it officially dries. So there's that much. I'm gonna do the limeade on the bottom part, and on the sides, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the daisy. So I'll be painting the same way I just did that, the sides of this piece. Let me see if it'll wheel easily or not. Maybe not because there's stuff there. But just to give you an idea. So I'm going to be painting this part now. If you want, I'll keep on going. If you're bored, fast forward past this spot. I'm re-wetting my brush, and I wetted the side of the part of this furniture to get this first coat on. Because of the texture of this piece, I'm going to do cross hatching, which means I'm going side to side, but I'm also coming up and back to make sure it gets into all those little spots, because it's kind of grainy because of age, which I love. But to make sure it's completely covered, I'm going to cross hatch. Now it's hard to tell, it probably just looks like it's white on the video, but it's a really cheerful daisy yellow. And this is a pretty large piece, and even with a small 8 ounce, I'm only using maybe 2 ounces total. Okay, feather it back up. It's already starting to dry at the top, so I don't want to drag it and erase the paint. You just want to do a light hand, what I call feathering, or what best part of calling is feathering it. And just a little bit down here. I'm going to do this little display part. You can't see that, I know, but. And now I'm going to turn the piece around and do the other side, if Mikey will allow me. He will. I've got it on the bigger dollies, and the way it's built. Ooh, I'm hitting the doors behind, as you can hear. I don't have it on the little ones. There you go, you can see now. So once again, wetting the brush, wetting the piece. Mikey didn't like that too much. Sorry, Mikey. You got misted, huh? Okay, so now I'm switching sides, still using the same brush, same container. And yes, I am dipping out of the container directly. You can pour them on paper plates or whatever you want. You're supposed to, so you don't contaminate between things, but I don't. I just go straight from the jar. So much easier. Alright, I'm going to continue this and turn off the video again because this is boring, I'm sure. I will be cross-hatching this side as well, going up and down and sideways, and then I'll get back to you. Or better yet, I'm almost done to this top part. Let me just show you. I'm kind of feathering it when I go back up, so I don't pull it right back off. Okay, I'm going to check my messages because I can hear it going off on the other part of the room. That's Brooklyn or Kayla at the store, The Other Side Vintage, sending me messages. And check us out at theothersidevintage.com, on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And we're on Twitter, Vintage and Tally. Okay, I just washed out my brush, and as you see, now I'm standing up, so I'm just trying to get a different picture. Right down here is where the Daisy and the Limeade changed. The Limeade was thinner because I didn't shake it up as well as I did the Daisy, so it'll definitely need another coat. They both will get new coats, but I'm just letting you know why it looks the way it does. There you go. And then we'll decide on what transfer or what upgrade we're gonna do on this piece. Love those little feet down there. So much fun. Happy-go-lucky. It's already happier instead of just being brown. Okay, so I showed you previously me painting this, and I did it in Daisy and Limeade, and I also went and unloaded. And now I'm going to use something I haven't used before, as far as videotaping. I've used it before. IOD, Iron Orchid Designs Transfers, and this is Midnight Garden. Can you see that? Is the thing catching it, sort of, kind of?
Kind of.
I will do a screenshot and show you. And now if you'll show down here, I'm going to try to start here at the bottom and then work my way up. And these insets, there we go. I'm going to try to not go on the insets. I'm probably just going to go on the flat pieces. So that's what we're going to try to do, and we'll see how it works out. Even though it's shabby chic, I hope that the transfer doesn't adhere in certain places, and if it does, I will scratch it off with some sanding block. My brother gave this to me. Thanks, Doug. And I will sand it back a little bit. So always use your little tools. Okay, you can turn it off now. Okay, for everybody asking how these come, she's going to open this up real quick and you'll see this is the IOD. And then they just come in rolled pieces, and there's 3 pieces to this one. And it has the grid line on it. And then that's how they come in this, and it comes with a little stick to adhere it. So I just wanted to show you, because you keep asking what's in the tubes. Well, that shows you what's in the tube, and that's how they come. Look how pretty this is going to be. Okay. Alright, so what we did was we had to measure. You know that I personally hate to measure. But if you'll look on here, now you can focus here. This does have grid lines. So Lethal Letha said, measure here and measure here and make sure. And so we did. It's approximately 3.5 inches from here to here and on this side. So that's what we did. And at the bottom, I wanted to line it up with the bottom of the store. It's off by just a tad, but that's okay. I wanted it to be off. And so what we're going to use the stick, which is also called a brayer. Now there are rolling brayers, and then there's stick brayers. This is a stick brayer. It comes with the IOD transfer, and I also sell Redesign with Prima transfers, and it also comes with that too. But this one is a plastic one, and Redesign with Prima is a wood one. So whichever. I usually break the wood ones. That happens, and I'm going to put a lot of pressure. I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to work my way over. So let's see what happens.
Can I stop now?
Yes. So just to let you know, when I did it, I had to take the white paper from behind, and then when I did, I left space here, which originally I said I wanted it down. Well, sometimes you just have to go with what happens, and I stuck it to it. So this is okay. There's more of this showing here, and it's more up under the lid. So just let you know. Do what I say, don't do what I do. It still looks good. So with perfection comes non-perfection, and of course, I'm not perfect in any way, nor do I choose to be. But anyways, this one is actually on there. This one is just waiting to be added, but as you see, there's this whole space missing because I miscalculated the fact the drawers are different sizes. It happens. So I'm going to apply this one, and then I'm either going to apply one more tiny bit here and then put the rest here, or nothing here and all up there, which will look weird, but I'm just being honest, letting you know this happens to everyone. And you just have to, again, what do I say? Go with the flow. When you screw up, and just make it work, because there's nothing else we can do. No sense in crying over spilled milk, and we're having fun. So we could be coloring pages and throwing them away. Instead, we're making a piece of furniture that is going to be a little askew. So hang in there with me. So I have officially got Lethal Letha here.
No.
Doing her first transfer, and she's doing a fantastic job. And I'm so excited. this piece will be done by both of us. It's always much more fun to do this with friends or family and loved ones. And by the way, Lethal Letha is my mom. So, there you go. We're just showing you she's starting using the brayer. And this is the second panel because the first panel is down there. And we'll see how this one goes. This one's even prettier because it has more pieces of the flower and the bird that we love so much. Okay, we're updating from this angle. Lethal Letha has gotten its release from here to here. As you can see over there, it's still being transferred, hence it's a transfer. See how she's pulling away? There you go. So you can see how much is transferred to the piece. Then we put that back on for protection, and she's still working on that piece. We'll update you later. Yeah, so Jason's making the food while Lethal Letha's over there working on her creation. This is our workspace, and it's gonna smell really good in here soon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another moment of no perfection. We found out that I miscut, and I think I said that earlier. So now this is actually officially on there. I miscut, so we have to cut a piece off, and we're lining it up. And right now, I don't know if it's exact, but it is what it is. So just go for it. I promise you, in a couple days, this won't matter. You know how they say 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 years, whatever. But it's on there. We're going to adhere it now. And if the bird's neck is crooked, only you guys will know. Y'all know my secret. This is the second attempt. So we adhered this, we adhered this,
the pink flower.
and now she's adhering just from the blue to blue. See the gap? We're repairing the issue with the gap.
The flower's perfect.
Yeah. Remember, the blue tape is over part of the thing. Here, I'm going to hear it back just a bit. Lethal Letha. And this is the part that's the tedious, not fun part that some people don't like, but it's actually kind of fun. It's like putting a puzzle together, and the pieces are not going to match because I cut it wrong. By the way, that has no bearing on IOD transfers. Just to let you know, they were wonderful. It was me who, you know, measured once, cut, what did I say? Measure twice, cut once. Well, I just went ahead and cut it. So get your cutting correctly. Now we are still in that section, but she's working on just this little piece here. We keep cutting what's remaining into little pieces to make it line up easier and have less space to, you don't want to bray over the original spot. Now we have this covered in plastic, but we don't that spot there. So she's gingerly lifting it up and checking it without braying that spot. And we're gonna check it now.
It won't come off.
It's gonna come off. This is real life, you guys. This is what happens. So you'll have fun doing this too. It'll make you laugh. So once again, we're still on that same piece that we're showing. We're taking a break because our backs hurt. If I just cut correctly, wouldn't have this problem. But you know, I keep saying that just to emphasize when you're doing your own, you know, and you want it perfect, measure a couple times. This is why I like to do stuff that doesn't have to be perfect. I'm still digging it, to be honest with you. And you can see here the error, and it's being fixed. So don't worry about it. Just go for it. And we're having fun and laughing. Alright, to show you, she's going to pull this piece, and when you're done, it's adhere to that. There was a little piece that she's going to use her finger just to, yeah. Perfection! And we want to make sure the scarf stays. Look at you go, Lethal Letha. That is perfection, my friends.
That lined up pretty good.
Lined up really good. And by the way, again, if it didn't line up real good, it is what it is. Let it go. All right, we just got this part here to do, and then we can do drawer number 3.
That's right. Now one more. Or 2.
One drawer.
Just one?
Just one.
Is
We're
that
on the
what you're saying?
final piece of that. Yeah, you're fine. And she is adhering again. I know I've said this a million times, but if I cut correctly, I want to give IOD, Iron Orchid Designs, those two girls are family owned and they make some amazing product, and I don't want this to reflect on them at all, so just know that I miscut, because that's what I do. That's what I'm famous for. And she's lined it up, and then it's tedious pulling up the little piece without bumping into that 4 you see over there. For the person who is watching this and bought this piece, please know that we worked really hard on it and spent a lot of hours, and we're doing it for you, and we hope you enjoy it in your new home, and then you can play everybody this video and laugh at how much tomfoolery we had, the fun we had while we were doing it, and now you can share it with your friends. You're gonna love it. It's gonna look great in your house.
Probably gonna have to pay special attention to this part.
We're paying special attention. All right, we're almost done.
Yeah.
Except for that drawer. I love saying that.
I do have to go home now.
I know.
I'm teasing.
I enticed her to come over because I was having a panic attack, and I was like, come hang out with me. Come hang out with me while I do this transfer. And now I made her do it.
She's being very sweet because I was the one having a bad one too.
No, I made her do all the work and all the really tedious stuff. And I'm just sitting here filming. She's really good at this, by the way. This is her first transfer, right? This is your first transfer? So this shows you, except for the cutting, now I did that wrong, not her, that it's really easy, actually. Sorry, I'm getting the light source blocked in there. This is going to be so pretty. We wish we could keep it. I always wish I could keep it. I'm going to want it for myself and love it for a little while. Okay, we're filming where she removes the lower level. Ah! And then I'll zoom in to show you guys what I'm going to show you guys. Got it? Alright. Perfection. And then when you start to go over, because we did lines, I can see right there. Can you see it? Just a tiny, tiny bit. And there. That's the spot. See that little bit of line? Horizontal. I want to say vertical. That's not correct. Horizontal. We're going to fix that. And to be honest with you, that's a pretty darn good job considering.
So close.
That's so close. So a little bit of dark glaze, Dixie Belle dark glaze on your finger, or you could use their black or gray wax or the brown wax, and
Or a green Sharpie.
Or a green Sharpie. Don't go with the green Sharpie because there's different shades of green right there. But that Dixie Belle product on your finger is going to fill that in, and it's going to be perfection. A little part of the tail of the bird was still on the transfer, so easy peasy. Just going to stick it right back on there, and she's braying it, and voila.
Hopefully.
Voila.
Oh God, it's
beautiful. She
did it perfect.
Told you. She fixed it. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is like magic. Alright, boys and girls, we've attached this in Lethal Letha was smart to mark the edge of the bird's neck from one drawer to the other so that we knew exactly where the neck needed to be. And we lined that up. And I'm shooting on an angle, so don't say that's not lined up. I promise you it is. It's the last drawer. I'm laughing because this has been like the funniest thing ever. Alright, so here we go. On drawer number 3. I'm telling you, whoever gets this, play this video for your friends because it's fun to see how it was created. And now you own it. And she is actually working on this, and you can see it's already starting to transfer over.
Oh, see, it won't let me pull it.
It's okay.
Up
It's
here.
because up there we don't care. Just go up into it under that. You
I know,
guys,
but I
there's
mean,
a little
I can't pull it
inset.
to see if it's
Go
loose.
up and then we'll pull it. Just do it. She's gonna do a lot of pressure here because once we pull it, those are gonna see how they're up under there. This video angle up under the handle. But when you're here, you can't see that. But when you're here, you can. So we're gonna adhere it, and then the pieces that don't stick because it goes up under there. Looks like it will
It
all
won't let
fit.
it go. That's the problem. It's stuck up. It won't
I
let
know.
it go.
It will.
Here we go.
Because if you pull it and it's still attached, you just lay it back down. This is the brilliance of this. If it's still attached to the back of the paper, you just set it back down and go over it again. Yeah, I'll tell you more. Okay, so what Letha's going to show you is This part, can you pull it up and show them that it's already adhered to the piece? But for the best results, when you're done, do one more time before you release that. She's gonna put it back down and she's gonna go over it and bray it just like that. Just a simple braying. If you will do that one step, that'll save you lots and lots of heartache later, because if she hadn't have gone back over and braided it like she's doing just one more time, even though it's released, there's a possibility there's air pockets in there, and when you clear coat it, they can get up underneath and make it bubble and the whole thing come off. I don't want to scare you, because people used to say that to me and scare me, but if you'll just do what she just did, that just took a second, less than 30 seconds, and then that won't happen to you. It's worth that extra step.
Separated.
So now you can see that part is on there, and we're still doing that part.
I'm gonna get some water. You have the water thing in your fridge.
All right, she's getting to the very end.
I know it's too soon. I just wanted to see.
She's checking the release. She's at the end of the transfer. Getting the last little bits. She's gonna test it and see if it's completely released and transfer.
I don't think I need to go over again.
No, I think you did pretty good. Here we go. Ta-da! It's okay, just put your finger on that. Let me show you guys real quick what happened. This little piece didn't come off, so she's just gonna put her finger on it and go across. And that's what happens, especially at the end when there she goes. And you just spray it a little bit.
Lightly.
If it had stayed off and stuck to her finger and we didn't catch it, you just fill it in with some pink paint, or you just leave it as is and call it shabby chic. Very good, very good. It will be fun. It'll be sealed down. There it is. Ta-da! To show you that I'm going to be clear coating in Gloss Clear Coat by Dixie Belle. But there we go. As typical, I didn't open up the jar for it. I banged it against the thing to get it loosened up. I have my sponge that from Dixie Belle as well, and you get it wet and then you squeeze it out as much as possible. And I am just going to tip this over and get some on there. And because of the transfer, I'm just going to show you how easy it is. It's just like if there wasn't a transfer. You're just going to go one time across. And I see a little bit dripping. That's because I made it too wet. I'm going to fix that. Oops. As I go. Come across again. If you see anything besides a drip, leave it. Because we're going to go over this again. And anything that you miss, like there's little skip spots or highlights, it's okay. I'm going to go across here. I'm going to get a little bit of the sides on here, the tops of this. And then you'll see. So again, if you've clear coated anything before, it's the same. You're just going to go over it. And I'm using the sponge. You could use the brush, and you can make it have brush strokes to make it look even older. Or you can use a brush and not have brush strokes if you're using it correctly. But either way, I decided to use the sponge. And as you can see, I can see the glare, so I know they're still loaded. And I'm just coming across. And that's all you have to do. There's a couple drips here, so I'm just going to fix those real quick. And that's it. I'm going to do the top the same way, I'm going to do the sides the same way, I'm going to do the feet and the bottom the same way. I'm going to wait 20 minutes to an hour depending on what I'm doing, and then I'm going to do that probably 3 more times, especially because tops usually get drinks set on as such, so I'm going to do that. Well, here it is. It's called Birdie, and Birdie is a 1940s wood waterfall dresser with an IOD transfer put on it called Midnight Garden. We also clear coated it in Dixie Belle Clear Coat in Glossy, and we sealed the top extra with Gator Hide, which gives it a more of a waterproof, just in case those people put drinks and things they're not supposed to put on top, but people do. I do. So that'll help it. And by the way, we do sell those items, including Gator Hide, at the Other Side Vintage in Tallahassee, Florida. But we also sell it online on our eBay, the Other Side Vintage. And shout out to Gary, who just ordered some this morning to do his own project. So hi Gary, thank you for supporting our family-owned business by buying products so we can make more great creations. I'm gonna just do this to show you. All right, now on to the next project. Thank you for supporting us. We really, really do appreciate it. It makes a huge difference. Please share our YouTube with your friends, family members, anyone you can, because every time we have a new subscriber, it really helps us and encourages us to keep on keeping on. Thank you.